my 43 years here just about since we opened, March 15th, 1967, it's a different picture now because actually the 73 stores or in that number at that time have grown to 250 stores. And if I could kind of sketch a little scenario for you, let's say we'll take a woman. A woman is looking at her smartphone. She's texting, talking, and all of a sudden she looks up and she's confronted by the store window. A store window that really kind of influences today at South Coast Plaza more women and men than you could imagine. Because it's the store window that's very arresting, and actually, specifically, roughly 63% of women get their ideas, if we're talking about the woman now, and many men in this case, but Monitor, which is a industry publication, indicates that 67% of women get the feel of what they're going to wear, what's in fashion, from a store window. And our store windows here, I would like to think, effectively compete with blue skies and sunsets because they're dramatic, they're fun, even though you might have a list, even though you may go online and come back with something that you think that you want to purchase. You come here really with that list and then you still want to touch and feel. You still want to mingle with people. Which brings me to a point where we are fortunate enough that in the years that we have grown, we now attract 23 million people roughly a year here. And South Coast Plaza is an international destination. And that international audience goes back some 40 years ago when we had the British Expo, and that was in 1970. And that was followed by, in 1990, the Festival of Britain. And it's interesting because at those events, we were fortunate enough to attract the royal family, and we were fortunate enough to attract the then Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher, who again has come to visit us, so that at South Coast Plaza, among the multitude of people that visit us, the international destination as it were, we have been visited by a royal family, kings and queens, the King and Queen of Sweden here, as well as two sultans, the Sultan of Brunei among them, as well as several princesses from Thailand, and a host of celebrities, movie celebrities, certainly because of the Orange County Performing Arts Center, which is part of the destination. That Orange County Performing Arts Center really is part of the Segerstrom Center for the Arts, which is all part of the complex. And when we look at the number of divas, opera singers, stars, and we look at the number of Hollywood stars, it really is quite incredible among the multitude of 23 million people that visit us. This, one of the most famous shopping streets in the United States. And I say that with authority because Visa International, several years ago, did a promotion where they identified the most famous streets in America to stay, shop, and dine. And those famous streets included Michigan Avenue is in Chicago, Fifth Avenue in New York, and Madison Avenue, Rittenhouse Row in Philadelphia, Peachtree Street in Atlanta, as well as Bell Harbor in Miami. So for South Coast Plaza to be one of the most famous streets, along with Rodeo Drive and the Union Square in San Francisco, is quite extraordinary. But also, at that time, about 20, 25 years ago, we had the idea of providing our customers experience and enlarging on that with valet parking. We were the first shopping center to introduce valet parking. Now, of course, shopping districts, shopping centers, shopping malls all feature valet parking. So we have 4 valet parking stations. And then when we get busy, we have a 5th one. That's usually during the holiday season. We then also introduced, again in the spirit of service, we introduced concierge desks. We have 4 of those. And the concierge desk certainly is an appropriate way to help and to wayfind for those guests that come here, for our visitors. The welcome that is now complete, it represents really the lounge here, or the suite that we're in. And the access suite really has been open maybe 6, 7, 8 months, and combines really the service element. Well, as far as the world traveler is concerned, and both domestically, because you have people living here in the United States that travel the world, and they seem to continue to gravitate, even those that live here gravitate to South Coast Plaza, and the world travelers attracted to South Coast Plaza that identified really when people travel, the number one activity is shopping and dining. Our ability to attract the world traveler also is our geographical positioning. We have 5 freeways that come in here that not only facilitate traffic by the local populace, but also an airport, Orange County Airport, which is 5 minutes away from us, the Long Beach Airport, Ontario Airport, and LAX. And the other thing that we do to facilitate the visitor, worldly and or domestically, is the hotel community and where they stay. The management at Montage suggested some years ago that with our position, with our importance, we should really look at becoming a member of Virtuoso. And it took 2 years to make that happen. We're the only supplier that is retail. So we're the only one. And they had never had anyone before. That's why it took them 2 years. And that having been said, we are a member, and again, reap all the benefits and certainly the association with Virtuoso. The Virtuoso traveler is one that is certainly luxury. And again, the misnomer about South Coast Plaza too is that sometimes many people get the impression that it's just about luxury. And it's not necessarily about luxury. What it is about quality. And what it is about the stores. We have 4- and 5-star restaurants. We have restaurants that really are one of a kind, and we have stores that are one of a kind. Stores that opened here, restaurants that opened here that are nowhere else. But that's stretching it a bit as far as restaurants are concerned. Although Marché Moderne is really one of a kind. And of course, critics, not reviewers, but restaurant critics, and one in particular, says that this Marché Moderne is the best restaurant / bistro in Southern California, not in Orange County or Los Angeles, but all of Southern California. So when you come here to South Coast Plaza, you not only enjoy the shopping, but also you take a break here in Access Lounge, or you take a break with a bite to eat. Maybe this is the Mecca of shopping.